Hey, how are you? I hope everyone is all good. It's been a few days. I don't quite know what I did, but I managed to injure my back last Monday, um, and it made the week rather arduous. Certainly at work, that is for sure. I still managed a full day's overtime on Friday, but it kind of took my attention away from doing the videos. So I enlisted the help of some prescription anti-inflammatories I had from last year when something similar happened, and just gritted my teeth and cracked on with it. But once again, it reminded me that it's not only physical stuff that people struggle with, because what I tend to talk about is mental type struggles. You need to get what help that you need. If you know the help works, then utilize it. Don't just try to grind through it completely and utterly on your own. It will take a while. It might take your attention away from other things that you'd like to be doing. Nevertheless, you can. Oh, I've got to turn the alarm off. Turn off alarm. There we go. And yeah, but you can get through it distracted. See, that's why I've got an assessment on the 17th. You can move through things as difficult as they seem at the time. I knew for me I needed to keep moving. Simply not going into work and just sitting around or laying around wouldn't have got me to the point where I am. There is a caveat as ever, where the back is much easier than it was. It was really good over the weekend. Yesterday, back at work, obviously, Monday, and I preemptively took some paracetamol. I do not like taking tablets, trust me. And it was okay until my two left feet got involved, and towards lunchtime, and I both tripped and slipped, which jarred it a bit, but in no way as bad as it was last week. It's just a bit stiff, and you get little setbacks on your journey, but you can utilize those to springboard yourself forwards. So that's one thing today. The other thing is I just wanted to say, people on Facebook most likely know this if they've watched several of these videos. The one thing that underpins every single thing that I do is suicide prevention, whether I'm talking about it or not, whether I'm talking about trauma recovery, difficult person recovering from being involved with someone like that, whatever type of relationship dynamic, because it can be very damaging. Whether it's depression, anxiety, grief, whatever type of grief that is, it comes in many different forms. Post-relationship grief, grief at losing a loved one, a friend, a pet, a job, whatever. Whether it's personal growth, whether it's mental well-being, the one thing that underpins absolutely everything that I do is suicide prevention, as someone who was suicidal from 2000 to 2019. Okay. I don't need your ego stroking. I say this frequently on Facebook. I am getting stuff up on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube as well now. I don't need that. It's all gone. Not everyone is at the stage where they want to be helped with whatever issue is going on with them. Not everyone is ready for that help or wants that help. Now, because of the subjects that I'm interested in, if I see something online, particularly if someone is feeling suicidal, I will tend to jump in and let them know that they're not on their own. I felt that way. No one feels the same way. We're all different. No one knows what other people are thinking or feeling. We can have an understanding. But I do tend to jump in, especially if no one else has done. If other people have done, I tend to step back. I did this on Sunday, and I wasn't sure whether it was a troll account or not, but I was compelled to say something and let this person, who alluded to the fact that they were suicidal, no one cared about them, no one knew that they were feeling that way. That was my interpretation of what they'd written, and I simply replied to that, so, along the lines of, "You're not on your own. I felt this way, and if the people in my network had have known, they'd have been much more around me than they were. But it was my choice not to tell anyone for 19 years that I was thinking that." The response that I got back, which I saw yesterday morning, tends to indicate one of two things. A, it was either a troll account, and often those people are not in a great place themselves. I'm not making excuses in the same way I don't make excuses for so-called narcissistic people or people who behave with narcissistic type traits. I refer to them as difficult people. It was either that, or they were just not ready to accept any help, because the response, although it was eloquent, was pretty barbed, telling me I didn't know them, that they weren't suicidal, but they'd certainly alluded to that fact in the message they typed. And my initial response was, I should have listened to my intuition. But at the same time, I overrode that with, it might have been someone who genuinely was at a place of being ready to have help. It might even be that what I typed could have helped them in some way, help that if they did really feel alone, help them feel that they weren't alone. They're certainly, if that was the case, they're certainly not ready to accept help. As someone who denied that they had complex trauma for 4 years, I kind of get that. But not everyone is ready to be helped. And often, even if we've gone for help and we get an appointment, we sometimes feel that we don't deserve to go to those appointments. I felt this prior to my first EMDR appointment in 2019. I felt that I didn't deserve that help, even though I'd reached out a few months beforehand and been given a diagnosis and gotten the help. And then once I'd gone to that session, I realised that I was worthy of being helped. That's another thing that people can end up feeling. Trauma will do that to you. Depression can do that to you. Anxiety can do that to you. And many other mental health conditions can do that to you. You don't feel worthy, okay? But you are. This is the point. So that's where I've been. And although I probably set myself back 2 or 3 days back, I'm in a week, 2 or 3 days after the two left-footed incident yesterday. Clumsiness is a thing with me. It's part of being neurospicy. It'll be all right. It'll be cool. So things always work out. If you're struggling, you must reach out. And I'm going to try and stop with my button thing, which usually doesn't work, does it? And so have a good day. It's Tuesday already. See you later.